Hey guys, I just wanted to point out a couple things from your 4.1 homework. Um, as far as what Barron versus Baltimore's impact on the Bill of Rights was, in that case, the Supreme Court ruled that the Bill of Rights was written for Congress to limit their powers. It had nothing to do with limiting the state's powers. So Barron versus Baltimore effectively says the Bill of Rights, those first 10 amendments to the Constitution, they only apply to federal laws. As far as the Civil War question here, how did the Civil War change the meaning of the Bill of Rights? The events of the Civil War, the culminative result is that the 13th Amendment is passed and slavery is ended, but you needed to then go on and say, black codes were created in southern states to prevent freed slaves from actually being treated as citizens, and that led to the passage of the 14th and 15th Amendments. The role of the 14th Amendment is that it allows the courts to have a tool now to put the Bill of Rights onto the states. So the states then do have to follow the Bill of Rights. The provisions they use to do this, there actually are three provisions in the 14th Amendment. I gave some of you credit on the homework, even if you just talked about one of the key provisions. The first provision is defining citizens of the United States. It says you can be born a citizen of the United States by being born on U.S. soil and within the borders of the United States. The second and third clause, though, are the more important ones for us in the Civil Liberties chapter. The first is the Equal Protection Clause. It says that the law protects all citizens equally and has to be applied to all citizens equally. And the third part is the Due Process Clause. The Due Process Clause is there to ensure that your life, liberty, and property are not taken from you without due process. So the government has to go through the proper steps before they can deprive you of life, liberty, or property. Selective incorporation is the process the courts have chosen to use to apply the Bill of Rights to the states, rather than just incorporate the Bill of Rights in one case and just say, hey, federal rights have to be honored by the states. The states just have to look at the Bill of Rights and say, oh, these are things I can't break. They didn't do that. Instead, they use selective incorporation, and so on a case-by-case basis, the courts have, one at a time, added the Bill of Rights as protections the states must honor. And not all of the Bill of Rights have been added. And that's what I had you guys look at here at the bottom of the page. And there was some confusion here. The fully incorporated rights are the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, and the Eighth Amendment. If you had some conflicting information you were finding there, it's because the Eighth Amendment was just recently incorporated. The partially incorporated ones are the Fifth Amendment and the Sixth Amendment. Both of them have to do with your rights during a trial and during arrest, and they do range from state to state, and not all of the clauses within the Fifth and Sixth Amendments have been fully incorporated, and the ones that have not been incorporated, because there just hasn't been a case that has brought it before the courts to be done. First is the Third Amendment about quartering troops in your home during peacetime, and the Seventh Amendment about your right to civil trial juries. Neither of those have been fully incorporated. So I hope that answers some of the questions you had on that homework and clears up any confusion.